Hello, welcome into our stream this Friday morning. It's 8:46 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9:46 on the East Coast, 6:46 on the West Coast. I'm Jackson Mitchell with Brooklyn News. We are going to go through a recap of how we got to this moment as we're covering the Speaker of the House of Representatives election. So let's go back. This, tracks back all the way to January when we had former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, elected into office. He basically made a deal with Matt Gaetz, even, and some other Republicans that had been voting against him. The reason why it took him 15 votes to get elected into office. He basically told them one vote and you could, or one person could basically get him out of office, if that makes sense. Bring up this thing where earlier it had been more than one representative to get him out of office. So, and give me a second here. The House of Representatives reconvenes at 9 a.m. Excuse me, 9 a.m. So I've been watching that 10 a.m. on the East Coast and 7 a.m. on the West Coast. So I'm also watching that as I give you this recap for the next 15 minutes here. Basically, uh, you know, 8 Republicans had got together and got okay. let me try to think of a better way to explain it. So anyways, Matt Gaetz got this started to get Kevin McCarthy out of office, and then 8 Republicans joined him. And now here we are. He's out of office because all Democrats and 8 Republicans joined when voting to get Kevin McCarthy out of office. And if you know, the House of Representatives, the Republicans have a very, very slim majority, almost no majority. But they have a little bit of a majority, and that's why it's taking Jim Jordan multiple votes because he has to get everyone on his side to get in. So now we have Jim Jordan and Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries was voted by the Democrats in January, and now being voted by the Democrats now in October. It's October 20th. So today, when the House does reconvene, we are expecting a vote for the Speaker. And we'll have to see if, who gets it does just because we've been seeing who gets it, Jordan or somebody else, because we have been seeing this here. And let me count this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 Republicans have voted against Jordan. Jordan is kind of the main character in the eyes of the Republicans, except a few. So Jordan will have to get those Republicans on his side in order to win the speakership. Now, we did have Steve Scalise in the race before they started voting, but he noticed that he wasn't going to be able to get the majority votes, so he ended up backing out. And then just yesterday, Jim Jordan was talking to his conference, the Republican conference, and trying to see if they could temporarily empower the interim Speaker, Representative Patrick McHenry. That really ultimately failed. And actually, you can visit brooklynnews.wordpress.com. I want to see if I can pull this up for you guys, for you to kind of see here. If I can pull this up, you can visit brooklynnews.wordpress.com. Hold up. It's not. Give me just a minute. I'm trying to show you guys our webpage here. There you go. Now you can see it. Now you can see it. There you go. So there's brooklynnews.wordpress.com there. And if you visit that website, again, it's brooklynnews.wordpress.com. You'll see Kevin McCarthy's face as soon as you open it. That is from 2 weeks ago, October 3rd, when Kevin McCarthy lost this spot. But you can click down here where it says live Speaker vote updates. House adjourns for Thursday. Will meet on Friday. I'll be actually typing that up as we're probably talking. And then you'll be able to see 2 weeks following former Speaker Kevin McCarthy being ousted of his job as Speaker of the House of Representatives, votes are being held to find a new Speaker of the House, and then House adjourns. No third Speaker vote set to reconvene in morning. Will the third vote actually happen? Jordan to call for third Speaker vote. Representative Jordan says they will hold third vote. You can go through all of that. It's really a lot. Is it not working? I think it's frozen. Okay. I was just reading up absolutely nothing. Well, it's frozen, but you can click on that story and then you'll see like multiple different very short stories giving you updates on that. So, oh, it's because it opened it in a new tab. No wonder. Here we are. There we are. So that's what I was just reading. And then you can go down, you'll see like all these short stories will have the title, a little paragraph, and then we'll move on and go to the next one and the next one and the next one. So definitely would encourage everyone to visit brooklynnews.wordpress.com here. And I'm actually updating it right now because I noticed something was wrong here. So let me update that right now. You'll be able to hear me typing, guys. I'm sorry, this keyboard is actually really loud. There we go. As we reload it, that issue will be fixed. Okay. So there you are. Visit brooklynnews.wordpress.com for the latest on this, where you'll be able to find everything basically that you need to know here. And it probably there we go. There's the empty House of Representatives as we wait for that live feed there. Anyways, got that off my brain. And now we're into the third vote for Speaker Jordan because he didn't get the majority. The majority has been 217 for 432 representative present when they call roll call. So more than likely, that's what they'll do. They'll do a simple procedure that they do regularly. It's called basically do a roll call. How many representatives are there? What representatives are there? And then they'll go into voting, and we'll hear kind of what each side. Usually, there's a Democratic speaker and a Republican speaker, and we'll hear who they're nominating and why they're nominating that person. And where it goes from there is to voting usually. And yeah, thought I lost my pen here. So we have just a few minutes. It's 8:53 a.m. We have just a few more minutes until we get the next thing from the House of Representatives. Let me see something here as we kind of stand by. I really would explain that to be what we're doing right now. Just kind of standing by here. Just nearly 6 minutes. So I think what I want to do here, since I've kind of explained what's going on with this vote, I want to go ahead, take us to a break, take us to a 60-second break, and then we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about this, what this means, what's going on in the House, for anyone that's just joining us, and then we will go to that at 9 a.m. So I'll be right back. All right, thanks for joining us back. We have live coverage of the vote for Speaker of the House of Representatives. So, and again, I'm Jackson Mitchell with Brooklyn News here. In just a few moments, it's 8:55 right now. In about it's 8:56 now. In about 4 minutes, we will have a live vote for Speaker of the House for the third time. So I want to add that to this actual graphic here. So this is the ballot. Um, third ballot. Wow. It took 15 for them to get Kevin McCarthy into office. So we'll see how long they go. Now, multiple representatives have said if you've been paying attention to this, Representative, the interim speaker, Patrick McHenry, has basically adjourned subject to the, or not adjourned, but put the House in recess subject to the call of the chair every day. So we've been seeing a new vote every day, every day, every day. And then they've been adjourning by 6, by 5. So now the question is, will they just continue voting into the day, or will we see what we have seen every other day of the week, where we vote here and then we pause and then we vote again? So the question is, if we do see that, how many days will this take? And then if we don't see that and we see them continue voting in the day, I think a lot of representatives, a lot of reporters down there on Capitol, or I guess on Capitol Hill, are really hoping that they can get this vote done today, and we can have a speaker in the House. And I think that's the idea on any side of the aisle, Democratic or Republican. We're just about 3 minutes away until we see, until we see here the vote happen on Capitol Hill. So again, here's how it will more likely go. First, we have roll call on Capitol Hill. Then we have both sides of the aisle, Democratic and Republican, present their nominee that they are nominating for Speaker of the House. So on the Democratic side, that's Ken Jefferson. On the Republican side, that's Jim Jordan. And then we have the votes. So right now, that is what we are currently kind of waiting on here. And give me just a second. Let me check. Going through Twitter here. Seeing what we have going on, what's going on, what should you be following? Um, Apologies, I'm kind of just scrolling through Twitter here, seeing what we got going on. What's something that we should all be following? Anything from Capitol Hill? I was checking that out. What we have going on from. Oh, and like I was talking about yesterday, multiple members had asked Jordan to drop out of the speaker race and instead promote this empowering the interim speaker. Jordan says he met with the Republican conference and that simply just did not go through. So, I'm just kind of going through things here as we have just 1 minute until we may have oh, here we are. We are fixing to get a live view into the Capitol. All right, here you guys are, what we've all been waiting for. These last few, we've all been waiting for, we're all here for. That is a live view at the House of Representatives as they will be voting in just a moment for the third ballot for House of Representatives there. Really interesting to see representatives flowing in. It's 9 a.m. on the dot. We're going to see them come in just a moment. And let me check something here. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of just looking here. Same view. Okay. checking other streams, seeing if we have different camera views that we may take a look at. So again, what we've all been waiting for in the last 15 minutes, we have been covering the speaker race and where it's going to go from here. This is going to be the third ballot they vote on today for Representative Jim Jordan and Hakeem Jeffries, if everything is still going as planned. All right, so I'm going to leave you here on a view of this shot for just a few moments, and then we will take back. Um, We will kind of just listen in for a few minutes, and then I'll come back in just a few moments. All right, so we are going to take a 60-second break. When we come back, we go straight directly to this feed.
The House will come to order. The prayer will be offered today by our guest chaplain, Reverend Ryan Coffey of First Baptist Church of Somerset, Kentucky. Reverend Coffey.
Let us pray. To our most precious, gracious Heavenly Father, we humbly bow before you now, acknowledging you as Lord of all. And we pray as David prayed, saying, "For everything in the heavens and earth is yours, O Lord. This is your kingdom. And we adore you as being in control of everything. For riches and honor come from you alone. You are the ruler of all mankind. Your hand controls power and might, and it is at your discretion that men are made great and given strength. So now, O Lord, I pray, make these servants great. Grant to them discernment to govern rightly, integrity beyond reproach, courage to fight for a bright and greater tomorrow, and a spirit of unity to move our nation forward together. Lord, in this hour, we need you. We need more of you. So, Lord, lead us and guide us and bless us according to your will, and may your name be glorified forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. The chair has examined the journal of the last day's proceedings and announces to the House the approval thereof. And pursuant to Clause 1 of Rule 1, the journal stands approved. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Bost.
So there you are, the House of Representatives, doing the Pledge of Allegiance right now. All right, we're gonna go back to them now. We'll see who's going to represent each team for the speaker election.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Louisiana rise?
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 7 of Rule 20, I move a call of the House.
Under Clause 7B of Rule 20, the chair confers recognition for that purpose. Without objection, to call the House is ordered. Members will record their presence by electronic device.
There you go. Like I said, it just happens just like that. You can see they're now doing basically in attendance. Who's all here? And then that'll kind of tell you what the majority is. If everyone's present, it's 218. That almost never happens. Someone's always out for something, or who has a doctor's appointment today. Things like that. So we're waiting for them to call attendance, and while we wait, I'm scrolling social media, seeing if we have anything that's worth saying here on our broadcast. And actually, here, let me go here to Twitter. Or X, I guess you could say, and just kind of scroll through here. Let me grab a drink. Didn't realize that was in the frame. You just go with it when things are in the frame. You just go with it, and like it didn't happen. Okay, I'm going to leave you off for just a few minutes here on the House of Representatives, and as they take attendance, we'll take another 60-second break. We have to get our commercial time in. So we're going to take another 60-second break, and when you come back, you'll be directly on the House of Representatives. Welcome back in. Right, for anyone just joining us, I'm Jax Mitchell, and that's who you are hearing right now. But I was noticing something throughout the break. There is not a lot of members in the house today. Wonder if they're gonna keep slowly flowing in, like I feel like I've seen. Something interesting. Wonder. I'm sure we'll get more members in, but only 130. Right? Is it 141 members are in there right now? 290 are still gone, and you'll see that number go down. So I'm sure people will continuously flow in for the next little while. We do have 10 minutes still, and they usually go a little longer, especially if they know that everyone is not there. So we'll have to watch and kind of see how long this takes, So we may be sitting here for a little while watching this. Fine with me, of course. You can see that right there. I wish I could point with my mouse, but I can't. But there you go. You have that is basically the little speakers area. You can see the speaker is standing over there talking. I can't tell if that's a staff member or representative, who that is, but talking there, and then you have representatives just doing their own little thing on the floor while we wait for attendance to finish up. Basically, this is basically just attendance. Here, if we watch this vote go down. So, I'm going to continue scrolling social media. If I see anything that I feel is show worthy, I'll break in and I'll mention it. So, All right, gonna take a pause here for just a second to break in with some other news. We are learning, give me just a second here to type this in. If you're traveling in Faulkner County, there may be a few issues. I'm going to discuss that after this 60 second break. While we are breaking in with some other news that we are bringing you right now, we have learned that there has been a chemical spill via High Drive, Arkansas. Give me a moment. I'll go ahead and show you that on Highway 64, State Highway 64 in Faulkner County. Take a look here at I Drive Arkansas that shows you a map of what appears to be going on. I want to move that around just a little bit. You're able to see that accident is right near Sunny Gap Road. So if you're going to be in that area, you may want to dodge it. That's in Faulkner County here in Arkansas. According to iDrive Arkansas, there was a multi-vehicle accident involving an overturned tractor trailer that had spilled fuel and chemicals. So this is being treated as a chemical spill, and you can see traffic appears to be stopped in both directions. Unknown how long this will last, but just avoid Highway 64 at the Sunny Gap Road intersection in Faulkner County. All right, back to the speaker's election. A lot going on there. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 276 members are present. 157 are not. We are still covering this as it happens. We'll now show you both the House and me here. So there's a live look at the House. Who knows how long this attendance will take? There's 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. We will go back there. Okay, notice that it is glitching out, so please give me a minute. I don't know how long it's been doing that. Give me a minute and we restart this stuff. They're doing roll call right now. Let me pull this in here. Is that better? Here we go. Does this look better? It's not as picture by picture, I feel like. Okay. So time has ended a while ago. It's about 9:30, 30 minutes. It's a long process to get the house started, I'll say that. Um, NBC News has just reported that Jordan just walked onto the floor with a few pats on the back and shaking heads with supporters as he walked down the aisle. Meanwhile, the Republican leadership table in the chamber has candy and packs of gum for members. Wow. I think this is a sign that this is going to be a long day, depending on what the chair decides to do or what members decide to do here. So while we kind of been, doing all of this, I'm kind of just scrolling through social media. I haven't really seen much in the way that I feel that I need to share here. And let me actually look this up here. Nothing in the way that I feel like I need to share, but so we're just gonna go back directly to the house where we lived. Forgot I was fully on, so I'll break in if we have anything I feel that is worthy of sharing. All right, well, I'm just reading a tweet from Representative Mike Collins. This says, I'm starting to think that allowing Democrats to kick out the Republican speaker was not a good idea. A- And I'm not sure in this message, is he insisting that those 8 Republicans that helped get the speaker out of office is a Democrat? I can't really tell here, but interesting. Not sure you can take that and form your own opinion on it. That's our job here at Vertical News. We report, you get your opinion out. So we'll continue to follow that. All right, only a few more members to go before they go ahead and start this voting. I'm not sure how many members are present in today's day here. It appears so far is at 425 members are present. That's 435, so about 10 more members. We have been doing this for a minute now. We have been streaming for almost an hour. It's 9:40. They've been doing this since about 9:10, 9:05. So the house is just getting warmed up, you could say here. So we are watching this, and I'm also watching for those who voted against Jordan. Will they change their vote? Will we get a speaker in the third vote? How much farther this will go? Because right now you are taking a look there at the live House of Representatives, where a third vote is expected in the next few moments here, as we kind of watch, what's going on, where could this lead us in the future? Could we see a speaker today, tomorrow? When are we going to be seeing a speaker? Will the House go into a weekend? There are just so many questions, unanswered questions. If you need more information on this, there we go. You can visit brooklynnews.wordpress.com, and I'll show you, just like I did a few moments ago, how you can find this information here. Go to brooklynnews.wordpress.com. Go to the live speaker vote. Here's how you do it. I'll show you. Wait just a minute here. Let me play this. So you go to brooklynnews.wordpress.com, which is the site I'm currently on, and then you click on that story there. You click on it. And since I've already clicked on it, opened in a new tab. Then you see this, and we scroll down, and you're able to see the latest on each of the stories, which I'm going to be writing them every second I get to, and I'm fixing to go ahead and start as you take another look at the House of Representatives, 425 members today. We'll see where this takes us. Let's take us now a look back at the House as we expect the third vote to happen in just a few moments there. So let's go back to the House now. Well, you are always the first to know when you are watching Brooklyn News here, but we have learned that Kevin McCarthy A source is telling Brooklyn News that Kevin McCarthy will deliver the nominating speech. I'm currently writing something for brooklynnews.wordpress.com for our website here, where you will be able to learn more very, very soon. So, again, you've been taking a look live at the House, and we'll go back to that now.
Have all members recorded their presence? On this roll call, 427 members have recorded their presence. The question now recurs on the election of a speaker. If the tellers will please come forward.
Well, there you go. That is how it works there. They're probably going to talk in just a moment as the tellers are coming forward. They're the ones that do votes. And then we have the clerk, which is marking, how many what votes she count, who answered to their vote. And then they'll go back over there that later. But we've been streaming for about an hour here, and we'll go directly to that in just a moment here as the clerks are coming forward. Everyone is just getting set up and ready for a long day. This could possibly be here. Take a look.
House will come to order. Nominations are now in order. The chair recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. McCarthy.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to nominate Jim Jordan for the Speaker of the House. Now, I've listened to the speeches this week, and I can already tell you what my friends on the other side will say using their poll-tested phrases. But let me correct the record. Jim Jordan is an effective legislator. To legislate is about more than the name on the bill. It's about reaching compromise and working long hours behind the scenes to get the job done.
The House will come to order. Gentleman may resume.
When you are the chairman of a committee, you are responsible for dozens of bills passing the House and being signed into law. So let me tell you a few facts that don't come in the polls. As the leader of the Judiciary Committee, Jim has passed more bills through the House in just 3 years than the entire Democrat leadership team that has their collective 28 years in Congress. Mr. Aguilar has a whopping one whole bill signed into law, a post office in San Bernardino. I guess that's good enough to be caucus chair. Jim Jordan, on the other hand, has a hand in drafting bills like the REINS Act to curb unaccountable bureaucrats. He helped negotiate and pass H.R. 2, the strongest border security bill this House has ever passed. And many of you know, because you were in the room, watching Jim find compromise, watching Jim listen to your positions, and finding a bill that can pass. And let's put this in reality. We've had large majorities, but we never could pass a border security bill. That takes leadership. Now, they're going to get upset by it. Why? Because every single Democrat voted against securing our border. Democrats are attacking Jim because they don't want the American people to remember that they voted against securing and keeping a wide open border. They may not want the American public to know the number of people we catch on the terrorist watch list. They may not want people to know what the future holds in the security for our nation based upon their policies. Name me one bill Democrats passed that would secure our border. I'm waiting. You can't, because they haven't. Mr. Speaker, the truth is, if we measure lawmakers by how many bills have their name on it, we are using the wrong measuring stick. Some of my members I know with the most bills to their name are the most selfish. Jim Jordan, on the other hand, is one of the most selfless members I know. I've known Jim a long time, so I want to do something different. I actually called the freshman members on his committee and asked them, what do you think of your chairman? Here's just a few. I quote, Jim empowers every member of judiciary to pursue what interests them. I quote by another, he lets each of us take the lead on the issues that are important to us, even letting freshmen and junior members take important roles. Another one, he trusts our judgment on how we handle issues and witnesses, and always seeks our input on key issues. Another, as a freshman, he had me lead off a hearing that related to my subject matter expertise, and he goes out of his way to highlight members' successes. He is straightforward, honest, and reliable. That is who Jim Jordan is, and that's what being a speaker is all about. Now, some of you might not know this, but Jim and I have a long history. We created because we take our job serious. I first met Jim as a candidate. I traveled to Ohio. I remember pulling up for breakfast at a Bob Evans in Ohio. There was Jim having a meeting, listening to constituents. I traveled with him throughout the day, from Rotary to Farm Bureau, to just listening to people that had concerns. And I watched them, the same Jim Jordan I see today. He was a leader, a listener, and a fighter. We were actually elected to Congress that same year and became close friends. It was a small class. There was only 13 of us. It was one of the smallest Republican classes in modern history. Over time, we took different routes. Jim actually ran against me for leader in 2018. It was a hard-fought battle. But I never once questioned his skills or commitment to this conference or this country. After the race, I became leader, and we had an opening for the ranking member on House Oversight. Jim didn't even apply for the job. I walked into steering. Didn't tell steering. I walked into the other room, and I picked up the phone, and I called Jim. I said, I know you're not running for the job, but I believe in what Jim Collins says in the book, Good to Great. You put the right people in the right seats on the bus. And Jim, you and I may have challenged one another, but you were the right person for that seat. And it was right when he took that job. It was right again when I asked Jim to step up and join the Intel Committee when Democrats put politics over people and turned the Intel Committee into an impeachment committee. It was right again when we asked Jim to step up and be the right person to lead Judiciary Committee as chairman. And Jim is the right person to take that seat behind me to be our next Speaker of the House. Mr. Speaker, we have an important job to do. The American people expect us to focus on the most pressing issues. We've watched what the Democrat majority has done and brought us inflation like we haven't seen since the 70s. We've watched what the Democrats have done by opening up our border, bringing fentanyl, killing Americans each and every day. And now we have a war in Israel. This country is too great for small visions. Trust me, being Speaker is not an easy job, especially in this conference. But I've seen Jim spend his entire career fighting for freedom, no matter what, no matter the odds, and I know he is ready for the job. And so it is my honor to say, as a member of the Republican Conference, I am directed by the vote of that conference to present for the election to the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives the name of my friend, the Honorable Jim Jordan, a representative from the state of Ohio. I yield back.
There you go. That was Speaker Kevin McCarthy speaking on all of this.
The chair now recognizes the gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Here's Ms. Clark.
212.
From the Democratic Party.
It's a New York area code. And it's our call for a speaker of integrity, intelligence, and inclusion. 212 is our call for a speaker who will protect our children, our veterans, our planet. 212 is our call for a speaker who will grow the middle class, lower costs, create good-paying jobs, and make health care affordable. 212 is our call for a speaker who will secure liberty, justice, and opportunity for everyone. Well, the unanimous call of 212 House Democrats has been answered by our nominee for Speaker, the gentleman from Brooklyn, the leader of our House Democratic Caucus, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries. Leader Jeffries has answered our call, but the majority's nominee is disconnected from the American people and their values. MAGA extremism is designed to divide, and it has broken the Republican Party. Their nominee's vision is a direct attack on the freedom and the rights of the American people. And he's got the record to prove it. The Republican nominee has voted against health care for children, for veterans, even for 9/11 survivors. He has opposed lowering the cost of insulin repeatedly. He wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. Don't take it from me. It was raised on the other side of the aisle just this week as a selling point to make him Speaker. Over his 16 years in the House, the Republican nominee has never supported a farm bill. What does that mean? What does that mean? It means he has turned his back on farmers, on rural communities, and the 11 million children who go to bed hungry in this country. The Republican nominee wants a national abortion ban with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of a mother. We want to make our own healthcare decisions in consultation with our families, our doctors, our faith, not with Jim Jordan. The Republican nominee plotted to overturn the 2020 election, traffics in misinformation, and is a true threat to our democracy and our Constitution. I have had the privilege of working here in the People's House for almost 10 years. And I've gotten to know many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. And I know that you hear the same thing that I do. The American people expect us to work together on their behalf. It is not too late for the majority to choose a bipartisan path forward to reopen the House. Take yes for an answer. Every day, the majority chooses to engage in a Republican civil war that is threatening their own members instead of engaging with us in the work of the American people is a day that weakens this institution and the standing of our country. We need a speaker who will govern through consensus, not conflict. We need a speaker worthy of wielding that gavel, a leader who will defend democracy, not degrade it. More than ever, we need proven, patriotic, people-first leadership. And that is why I am proud to nominate Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House.
The reading clerk will now call the roll.
Adams. Jeffries. Adderholt. Jordan. Aguilar. Jeffries. Alford. Jordan. Allen, Jordan. Allred, Jeffries. Amodei, Jordan. Armstrong, Jordan. Arrington, Jordan. Auchincloss, Jeffries. Babin, Jordan. Bacon, McHenry. Baird, Jordan. Balderson, Jordan. Ballant, Jeffries. Banks, Jordan. Barr, Jordan. Beregan, Jeffries. Bean of Florida, Jordan. Beatty, Jeffries.
Apologies
Vince.
for that. I think we're back
Jordan.
here. I think we are.
Barra,
Are we back?
Jeffries.
Okay. Okay, we're good.
Bergman, Jordan.
There you go. This is how it works.
Beyer.
Let me turn this down just a little bit
Jeffries.
here. You'll hear them
Weiss.
calling the votes.
Jordan. Biggs,
And you can see there Don Bacon
Jordan.
voted for McHenry
Bilirakis.
rather than
Jordan.
McCarthy. I'm having to type this
Bishop of
on.
Georgia, Jeffries. Bishop of North Carolina,
So now we're listening
Jordan.
for Representative Vern
Blumenauer,
Buchanan.
Jeffries.
So we'll listen to that
Blount
here.
Rochester.
So we'll go back to this.
Jeffries. Boebert, Jordan. Bonamici, Jeffries. Bast, Bowman, Jeffries. Boyle of Pennsylvania, Jeffries. Burkeen, Jordan. Brown, Jeffries. Brownlee, Jeffries. Buchanan, Donalds. Buck, Emmer. Bouchon, Jordan. Budzinski, Jeffries. Burchett, Jordan. Burgess, Jordan. Burleson, Jordan. Bush, Jeffries. Calvert, Jordan. Kamick, Jordan. Caraveo, Jeffries. Carbajal, Jeffries. Cardenas, Jeffries. Carey, Jordan. Carl, Jordan. Carson. Jeffries. Carter of Georgia. Jordan. Carter of Louisiana. Jeffries. Carter of Texas. Jordan. Cartwright. Jeffries. Kassar. Jeffries. Case. Jeffries. Caston. Jeffries. Castor of Florida. Jeffries. Castro of Texas. Jeffries. Chavez DeReamer. McHenry. Shearfillis McCormick. Jeffries. Chu.
Okay, give me a second. Let me turn
Jeffries.
this down just a little bit here.
Siscomani.
And
Jordan.
we'll listen in for some of those key votes that we're
Clark
looking
of
for.
Massachusetts.
And we've already passed a few. Representative Don
Jeffries.
Bacon voted for McCarthy. Changed his
Clark
vote
of New
in the
York.
third ballot for McHenry.
Jeffries.
Then we go to Buchanan. Representative
Cleaver.
Buchanan voted for Donalds once again,
Jeffries.
which he voted for in the second ballot.
Klein.
Ken Buck kept his vote
Jordan.
for Representative Tom
Cloud.
Emmer, a Republican from
Jordan.
Minnesota. Then we
Clyburn.
have Lori Chavez de
Jeffries.
Remo voted for McCarthy. Changed their vote to McHenry.
Cohen.
Now we're waiting for Anthony Despacito. He voted for Lee Zeldin.
Jeffries.
Not sure if we will see that again. I'm listening in
Cole.
right now. We
Jordan.
are on Cole.
Collins. Jordan. Comer. Jordan. Connolly. Jeffries. Correa. Jeffries. Costa. Jeffries. Courtney. Jeffries. Craig. Jeffries.
We have a little while
Crane.
until we reach
Jordan.
Despacito. And then we have Mario
Crawford.
Diaz-Balart, a Republican from
Jordan.
Florida who voted for Steve Scalise.
Crenshaw.
If he changes his vote to something else,
Jordan.
we'll have to see where this
Crockett.
goes. Let me...
Jeffries. Crow. Jeffries. Cuellar. Jeffries. Curtis.
While we're waiting here, let me type
Jordan.
this all in here.
Davis
Give me
of Kansas. Jeffries. Davidson. Jordan. Davis of Illinois. Jeffries.
Sorry, it's probably going to be
Davis
a
of
lot of
North
typing as we
Carolina.
listen to this. We're getting to the D's. We're almost
Dean of
to...
Pennsylvania. Jeffries. DeGette. Jeffries. De La Cruz. Jordan. DeLauro. Jeffries.
Did I mess
Del
up something
Bene.
here?
Jeffries. DeLuzio. Jeffries. DeSagne. Jeffries. Desjardins. Jordan.
Okay.
D'Esposito. Zeldin.
Diaz-Bazito votes for Zeldin for the second time here. You could just hear that. Votes for
Diaz-Balart. Scalise.
Scalise for Diaz-Balart also. So let me put this in here. Diaz-Balart. Scalise for the second
Dingle.
time here. That's going to be the second vote. Now we're waiting
Jeffries.
for Jake Elsie,
Doggett.
Republican from Texas, who voted for
Jeffries.
Mike Garcia. If he
Donalds.
continues that track, we'll put that down
Jordan. Duarte. Jordan. Duncan. Jordan. Dunn of Florida. Jordan. Edwards. Jordan. Elsie. Mike Garcia.
there. Elsie voted for Garcia once again. Wow, I mean, it's surprising that we had, you would think
Emmer.
McHenry maybe could get a vote,
Jordan.
but no. Here we are. Desmosito
Escobar.
votes against Jordan. Then we have
Jeffries.
Elzer. Did Ballard votes again for
Eshu.
Scalise. Now we are
Jeffries.
waiting for Ferguson.
Espaillat. Jeffries. Estes. Jordan. Evans. Jeffries. Ezel. Jordan. Fallon. Jordan. Feenstra. Jordan. Ferguson. Scalise.
Ferguson just voted for Scalise here. Same vote that he had before,
Finstad.
though. Let me write this down.
Jordan.
Scalise for the second vote. Now we're
Fishbach.
waiting for Garbarino.
Jordan. Fitzgerald. Jordan. Fitzpatrick. McHenry.
I don't have
Fleischman.
Fitzpatrick on my list here. Let me put that down.
Jordan. Fletcher.
Let me just scroll
Jeffries.
down here to
Flood. Jordan. Foster.
Ryan
Jeffries.
Fitzpatrick.
Fushi. Jeffries. Fox. Fox. Lois Frankel. Jeffries. Scott Franklin. Jordan.
Now are we still waiting for
Frost.
Garbarino?
Jeffries.
We are still
Fry.
waiting for
Jordan. Fulcher. Jordan. Gates. Jordan. Gallagher. Jordan. Gallego. Jeffries.
Okay, sorry guys. Let me take you full up to the
Garamendi.
thing here.
Jeffries. Garbarino. Zeldin.
Garbarino just voted for Zeldin for the second time.
Mike Garcia. Jordan. Robert
We had
Garcia.
one person vote for Garcia. Which one
Jeffries.
is that here? I don't know.
Garcia of Illinois. Jeffries.
We don't have any Garcias here.
Garcia
on the
of
list.
Texas. Jeffries. Jimenez. McCarthy.
Jimenez just voted.
Golden of Maine.
Just a second.
Jeffries.
Carlos
Goldman of New
A.
York.
Jimenez. Is that one of those on my list here?
Jeffries.
It does. He
Gomez.
voted for McCarthy
Jeffries.
for the second time. And I'm sorry for talking over this. We're going to break this all down once we're done with this. So we'll break it all
Tony
down.
Gonzalez. Scalise.
Tony Gonzalez, you heard it there, just voted for Scalise for the second time.
Vicente Gonzalez. Vicente Gonzalez. Good of Virginia.
And now we are waiting for the
Jordan.
name of Granger to be called. So.
Gooden of Texas. Jordan. Gosar. Jordan. Gottheimer. Jeffries. Granger. Scalise.
Granger votes for Scalise. Once again, there you heard it there. Wow, I mean, we're already on the track.
Graves of Louisiana. Jordan. Graves of Missouri. Jordan.
Now we are waiting for James, so we do have a slight bit
Green
of a
of
break.
Tennessee. Jordan. Green of
just-
Texas. Jeffries. Green of Georgia. Jordan. Griffith. Jordan. Grijalva. Jeffries. Grothman.
Sorry,
Jordan.
guys.
Guest.
Typing up a story. Let me go. Sorry, guys. Let me
Guthrie.
just transfer. You already
Jordan.
talking, but let me just transfer back over to this here as
Hageman.
they take that third vote.
Jordan. Harder of California. Jeffries. Harris. Jordan. Harshbarger. Jordan. Hayes. Jeffries. Hearn. Jordan. Higgins of Louisiana. Jordan. Higgins of New York. Jeffries. Hill. Jordan. Himes. Jeffries. Henson. Jordan. Horsford. Jeffries. Houchin. Jordan. Houlihan. Jeffries. Hoyer. Jeffries. Hoyle of Oregon. Jeffries. Hudson. Jordan. Huffman. Jeffries. Huizinga. Jordan. Hunt. Hunt. Isa. Jordan.
Now you can visit brooklynnews.wordpress.com.
Ivy. Jeffries.
As they take this vote, I'm not sure what.
Jackson of
What the
Illinois.
representatives were laughing at. We're now in the
Jeffries.
J's. We're waiting for a
Jackson of
vote,
North
sir.
Carolina. Jeffries.
We're waiting for
Jackson of
James.
Texas.
James,
Jordan.
Michigan. So as you wait for that vote, he
Jackson
voted for
Lee.
Candace Miller, a former Republican, Michigan Republican
Jeffries.
representative. So we're going to
Jacobs.
listen in and see which
Jeffries.
one.
James. Donalds.
Donald, there you heard it. Byron
Jayapal.
Donald. It's 2 votes.
Jeffries.
Waiting for Kelly now.
Jeffries. Jeffries.
Always a good clap you hear as the representative wanting votes for themselves. That's something you always hear. So when we're getting to Jordan, so when they get there, you'll hear. Listen in.
Johnson of Georgia. Jeffries.
I'm waiting for Mike Kelly
Johnson of
now, who voted for
Louisiana.
John Boner,
Jordan. Johnson
a
of
former
Ohio.
House Speaker.
Jordan. Johnson of South Dakota. Jordan. Jordan. Jordan.
There you go, another clap there.
Joyce of Ohio. Jordan. Joyce of Pennsylvania. Jordan. Cam Lagerdove. Jeffries. Captor. Jeffries. Kane of New Jersey. McCarthy.
Kane of New Jersey just voted for McCarthy
Keating.
here.
Jeffries. Kelly of Illinois.
You heard it that right.
Jeffries. Kelly of Mississippi. Jordan. Kelly of Pennsylvania. Scalise.
He votes for Scalise. He changed his vote from John Boner, a former House Speaker, to Scalise
Khanna.
there. That's going to be Representative
Jeffries.
Mike Kelly. We're now waiting for Jen
Higgins of Virginia.
Higgins. Here we go.
McHenry.
They vote for McHenry, changing their vote from McCarthy to McHenry.
Kildee. Jeffries. Kiley. Jordan. Kilmer. Jeffries. Kim of California.
Now we're waiting for Lolota.
Kim of New Jersey. Jeffries. Krishnamurthy. Jeffries. Custer. Jeffries. Kustoff. Jordan. LaHood. Jordan. LaLota. Zeldin.
Lolota votes for Zeldin for the second time. We're almost done with who we're watching right now.
LaMalfa. Jordan. Lamborn. Jordan. Landsman. Jeffries. Langworthy. Jordan. Larson of Washington. Jeffries. Larson of Connecticut. Jeffries. Latta. Jordan. LaTurner. Jordan. Lawler. McHenry. Lee of California. Jeffries.
We're waiting for
Lee of
Lawler.
Florida.
I think we just
Jordan.
passed Lawler, so.
Lee of Nevada. Jeffries. Lee of Pennsylvania. Jeffries. Ledger Fernandez. Jeffries. Lesko. Jordan. Letlow. Jordan. Levin. Jeffries.
Apologies
Lou.
for.
Jeffries. Lofgren. Jeffries. Loudermilk. Jordan. Lucas. Jordan. Lutkemeyer. Jordan. Luna. Jordan. Latrell. Jordan. Lynch. Jeffries. Mace. Jordan. Magaziner. Jeffries. Maliotakis. Jordan. Mann. Jordan. Manning. Jeffries. Massey. Jordan. Mast. Jordan. Matsui. Jeffries. McBath. Jeffries. McCarthy. Jordan. McCall. Jordan. McLean. Jordan. McClellan. Jeffries. McClintock. Jordan. McCullum. Jeffries. McCormick. Jordan. McGarvey. Jeffries. McGovern. Jeffries. McHenry. Jordan. Meeks. Jeffries. Menendez. Jeffries. Mang. Jeffries. Muser. Jordan. Mfume. Jeffries. Miller of Illinois.
I lied. We are not done.
Miller of Ohio. Jordan. Miller of West Virginia.
We are not done. There's a second
Jordan.
page. Let me take
Miller
off this
Meeks.
voice of Jackson Mitchell. Here we go. Here's a good vote.
McHenry.
McHenry. She changes her vote from Kate Granger to McHenry. We have Rutherford Simpson,
Mills.
Stubber, and Womack.
Jordan.
Womack actually voted for Scalise. He is an Arkansas
Molinaro.
representative. We'll have to see where this
Zeldin.
takes us as the House is on their third ballot for Speaker.
Molinar. Jordan. Mooney. Jordan. Moore of Alabama. Jordan. Moore of Utah. Jordan. Moore of Wisconsin. Jeffries. Moran. Jordan. Morelli. Jeffries. Moskowitz. Jeffries. Moulton. Jeffries. Mervan. Jeffries. Mullen. Jeffries. Murphy. Jordan. Nadler. Jeffries. Napolitano. Jeffries. Neal. Jeffries. Negus. Jeffries. Nails. Jordan. Newhouse. Jordan. Nickel. Jeffries. Norcross. Jeffries. Norman. Jordan. Nunn of Iowa. Jordan. Obernolte. Jordan. Ocasio-Cortez. Jeffries. Ogles. Jordan. Omar.
So as you take a look there,
Omar.
the House
Jeffries.
of Representatives
Owens.
is
Jordan.
on their third ballot. I feel like it's quiet. Probably is. Let me turn it up.
Pallone. Jeffries.
It is. We'll turn it way down here.
Palmer.
And we will go back to that in just a moment. As I listen, we have John Rutherford, Mike Simpson, Peter Stubber, I'm not sure actually how to say that name, and Steve Womack, the Republican from Arkansas, who actually voted for Scalise. What will he change his votes for? It appears anyone changing their votes is from McCarthy to McHenry, which will break that down
Payne.
a little bit later. So McCarthy to McHenry appears to be a popular
Pelosi.
vote change, and I think that's really,
Jeffries.
there you go, people clapping for Nancy Pelosi there.
Peltola. Jeffries. Pence.
She's a former speaker. Yeah, I think she's been through some of this a little bit, and when it comes to
Perez.
votes and things of that nature. But
Jeffries.
we're watching this all.
Perry. Jordan.
When the P's
Peters.
right now.
Jeffries.
And so McCarthy to McHenry appears to be a
Harrison.
very popular vote
Jeffries.
change that we are seeing. I want to pull this up.
Pfluger.
McCarthy to McHenry, Mike
Jordan.
Lawler, McCarthy to McHenry for Jen
Phillips.
Kiggins, the Republican from
Jeffries.
Virginia.
Pingree.
And then
Jeffries.
for John James, Representative John James and Representative
Okay.
Mike Kelly, they both
Jeffries.
changed their votes from people who were
Porter.
formerly in Congress to people
Jeffries.
currently in Congress. Representative John James changing his vote
Posey.
to Byron Donalds, and Representative Mike
Jordan.
Kelly changing that vote to
Presley.
Scalise from Representative John
Jeffries.
Boner.
Quigley. Jeffries.
We only had one really
Ramirez.
stay. I think McCarthy.
Jeffries.
All right, let me listen in.
Raskin. Jeffries.
Okay, there we go. And we're in the R's now, so I'm going to be listening very closely here.
Rogers.
But
of
Representative
Washington.
Carlos Gimenez kept the vote
Jordan.
for.
Rogers of Alabama.
All right, let's listen and kept the vote for
Jordan.
McCarthy is what I was saying. Let's listen in.
Rogers of Kentucky. Jordan.
Wrong one.
Rose. Jordan. Rosendale. Jordan. Ross. Jeffries. Rouser. Jordan. Roy. Jordan. Ruiz. Jeffries. Rupersberger. Jeffries. Rutherford.
All right,
Scalise.
we are almost there. Scalise, he keeps his vote for Scalise. Keeps the vote for Scalise. Now we're listening for
Jeffries.
Mike Simpson, and then we have Peter Salazar
Salazar.
and Steve Womack are our people.
Jordan.
None of them. You
Salinas.
think maybe one or two would change their
Jeffries.
vote.
Sanchez. Jeffries.
To
Santos.
Jordan, but no. None
Jordan.
of them have done that at all, and you really
Sarbanes.
would think they would
Jeffries.
do that. But no, here we are.
Scalise.
That's 20 Republicans.
Jordan.
Jim Jordan, there was Scalise voting for Jim Jordan
Stanley.
now. 20
Jeffries.
Republicans so far have not
Schakowsky.
voted for Jordan. It appears we're going to be moving on to
Jeffries.
another vote today,
Schiff.
tomorrow, Monday, whenever
Jeffries.
another vote occurs.
Schneider.
It appears we're going to be moving on to another one. We will
Jeffries.
keep you covered, though,
Skolton.
so we're going to continue watching that. Now we're listening to
Jeffries.
Mike Simpson.
Schreier. Jeffries. Schweikert. Jordan. Austin Scott. Jordan. David Scott.
We are in
Jeffries.
the S's.
Scott of Virginia.
Going to continue
Jeffries.
listening.
Self. Jordan. Sessions. Jordan. Sewell. Jeffries. Sherman. Jeffries.
All right, guys.
Cheryl.
Listen in. We're getting there
Jeffries.
to Mike Simpson.
Simpson.
Here we are.
Scalise.
He keeps his vote for Scalise in the second round there. Now we're listening for Peter Stubber.
Slotkin.
He actually voted for Bruce
Jeffries.
Westerman of Arkansas.
Smith of
Representative
Missouri.
Steve Womack
Jordan.
voted for Scalise. And two of the representatives are
Smith of
involved in
Nebraska.
this. We have Bruce Westerman
Jordan.
and Steve Womack.
Smith of New Jersey. Jordan.
We're listening in here for Stauber.
Smith of Washington. Jeffries. Smucker. Jordan. Sorensen.
Here we go.
Jeffries.
Here we go.
Soto.
We're just
Jeffries.
a name away.
Spanberger. Jeffries. Sparts. Jordan. Stansbury. Jeffries.
Here we go.
Stanton. Jeffries.
So close. so
Sauber.
close. Here we are.
Westerman.
He continues his vote for Bruce Westerman, the Arkansas representative. Continuing that vote.
Steele. Jordan. Stefanik. Jordan. Style. Jordan. Stubbe. Jordan.
And now we're listening in
Stevens.
for Steve Womack.
Jeffries. Strickland. Jeffries. Strong. Jordan. Swalwell. Jeffries.
Steve Womack is our
Sykes.
last one here. Just listen.
Jeffries. Takano. Jeffries. Tenney. Jordan. Tanadar. Jeffries. Thompson of California. Jeffries. Thompson of Mississippi. Jeffries. Thompson of Pennsylvania. Jordan. Tiffany. Jordan. Timmons. Jordan. Titus. Jeffries. Talib. Jeffries. Takuda. Jeffries. Tonko. Jeffries. Torres of California. Jeffries. Torres of New York. Jeffries. Trahan. Jeffries. Trone. Jeffries. Turner.
So if you are just
Jordan.
tuning in, we are watching the
Underwood.
third vote
Jeffries.
for the House of
Valadao.
Representatives voting in a Speaker
Jordan.
of the House. So
Van
Kevin McCarthy
Drew.
was ousted 2 weeks ago. Now we're on the third vote, getting
Jordan.
someone else in, and I'm kind of writing some, I guess you could say,
Van Dyne.
statistics
Jordan.
of this. You know, who changed their vote, what's going on
Van
here.
Orden.
We're waiting for Steve Womack, which is a part of the
Van
22
Orden.
Republicans that changed their vote.
Vargas.
These are Republicans of Arkansas. Now, we also did have
Jeffries.
Representative Peter Stauber voting for Bruce Westerman. for the second and third time there.
Vasquez.
So we're going to continue
Jeffries.
um,
VC.
watching this.
Jeffries.
Again, we're waiting for
Velasquez.
Womack here, so we'll continue to wait for the next
Jeffries.
few moments.
Wagner. Jordan. Wahlberg. Jordan. Waltz. Jordan. Wasserman Schultz. Jeffries. Waters. Jeffries. Watson Coleman.
We are in the W's.
Jeffries. Weber of Texas. Jordan. Webster of Florida. Jordan. Winstrup. Jordan. Westerman. Jordan. Wexton. Jeffries. Wild. Jeffries. Williams of Georgia. Jeffries. Williams of New York. Jordan. Williams of Texas. Jordan. Wilson of Florida. Jeffries. Wilson of South Carolina. Jordan. Whitman. Jordan. Womack. Scalise.
Scalise, Womack keeps his vote for Scalise.
Yakum.
That's
Jordan.
the last few that we are watching.
Zinke.
So as they finish off
Jordan.
the votes, they're now in the Z's. We will continue to watch that as they complete those votes. We see what's happening next. The vote has just finished up. So basically what will happen is we'll enter in who voted for who. Let me check something real fast. Jim Jordan did not win. This will be the third time that this has happened. He would need 214 votes to be elected as per the members that are present today here. So, wow. Okay, so we're going to move on to a fourth one. Not sure when, but Jim Jordan has lost this one here. We're going to hear the votes.
The reading clerk will now call the names of the members who did not answer the first roll call.
Okay, just
Bast.
a second there.
Jordan.
There's another vote for Jordan there.
Fox. Jordan. Vicente Gonzalez. Vicente Gonzalez. Hunt. Hunt.
Give me just a second, guys. I'm looking over here for something.
Payne.
As you
Payne.
all are listening into this.
Van Orden. Van Orden.
If there are members If there are any members who did not answer the call of the roll, they may come to the well and vote at this time.
Okay. Here you guys go. Here is the vote. Right before here, they announced that this is the vote that from the general voting that they have just finished. 25 people have voted otherwise. This is more than it was. We had 22 originally. This is more than it has been before. So something really interesting that we are going to watch here. Let me go through here and give me a minute. That is the vote that we have right now. We'll see what exactly that vote tally is, but as far as right now, it appears we will move on to a fourth vote, and that Jim Jordan has not won the race here. So. Give me just a moment here. I'm checking. Checking to see if Fitzpatrick on this list. No, we do not. There's been a Brian Fitzpatrick. That makes 25 Republicans here. Some of them even changing their vote from Jordan to other Republicans. We even had, I think it was I want to say it was Peter Stauber vote for Bruce Westerman, the Republican representative representing Arkansas. So really interesting there. We're going to keep following this. That is the vote that we have so far. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, others 25. So what I mean by others is we have some Scalise, McHenry, there's even McCarthy, Zeldin, Byron Donald. That's what it means by other. Tom Emmer's also in there. So as we continue to watch this, what it appears to be a lot of people changed their votes from McCarthy after, I think it was really just after he gave that speech and truly, I think, endorsed McHenry, we saw some Republican representatives change their votes to McHenry, which I think was kind of like a plan B or another option, even though McHenry even threatened to quit if they didn't get this all together and what they had. So again, that appears right now that Jordan has lost the race, and we are going to move on to a third one. Whether that happens today or at a later time will be up to the call of the chair there as you take a look. I mean, really something interesting we see happen here. You can even see some members, I was trying to look in the computer screen over here, you can even see some members beginning to exit as it appears. So as Jordan has lost. We are going to wait here. We're just kind of waiting for all the clerks to kind of get their votes together. As we do that, I will type up something here. Alright, here. I'm gonna take you directly back over here, but you'll probably be able to still hear me typing if I need to say something to you guys. Again, that's the vote you're taking a look at. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194. If no vote was possibly changed, and then we have those others 25. So 20. Yes, give me just a moment here. All right, visit BrooklynNews.wordpress.com. Right now, you'll be able to find the latest as Jim Jordan loses the third ballot. The fourth is to come as we wait for the House clerks to call the talliers, you could say, and the House clerks to get together, and we'll see what happened here. But as so right now, it appears that Jim Jordan has lost as 25 Republicans went against him. We'll discuss that more. After this 60-second break, we'll break in if they say who won the race. You could see there in that shot the tally workers getting everything together, seeing who won this vote. So we're waiting right now to see what that vote is. You can see even some Republicans leaving or moving, talking to others on the Democrat and Republican side. It's interesting to see here Hakeem Jeffries get more votes than the Republican candidate. Even though Republicans rule in the House, they have that majority. Even though it's slim, it's still there. So we are going to have to see, what happens here. You can see that was an Arkansas congressman right there. as we wait for the tally workers to get everything together. If the House goes in recess, subject to the call of the chair, like it has done every other day that we've seen one of these votes, or if it doesn't, is really unknown at this time. If they take a fourth vote right now, right as they finished it, or if they continue with this, doing as they have done days before, doing this recess, such as the call of the chair, adjourning later that day. We'll really have to see here. So Jim Jordan appears to have lost the third ballot. The fourth is to come. It's unknown when, but it will come. Representative Jim Jordan, the Republican candidate for Speaker of the House, has been rejected by nearly 25 Republicans, the most at all in each ballot he has taken on. Jeffries, let me pull up our vote here. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, and other candidates 25. Jordan would have only had to get 214 votes to win the majority of the House. Now, again, it's unknown when that fourth vote will come, but we'll have to wait and see here as we wait for the official votes. Again, that's Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, other candidates or other representatives voted for other, some even non-candidates, 25 of them did that. So we're waiting right now to hear the official vote count. That is to come in just a few moments here. We're going to go back to a 60-second break. When we return, that official vote count. And we're back there. You can see this may be fixing to happen. Patrick McHenry, the speaker, interim, is reading off of some piece of paper, maybe getting ready for whatever this call might be for the official vote as we wait for that.
The House will come to order. The tellers agree in their tally that the total number of votes cast is 429, of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 194. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 210. The Honorable Patrick McHenry of the state of North Carolina has received 6. All right, the House will come to order. The House will come to order. The Honorable Byron Donalds of the state of Florida has received 2. The Honorable Tom Emmer of the state of Minnesota has received 1. Lee Zeldin of the state of New York has received 4. The Honorable Steve Scalise of the state of Louisiana has received 8. The Honorable Mike Garcia of the state of California has received 1. The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 2. The Honorable Bruce Westerman of the state of Arkansas has received 1. No person having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast by surname, a speaker has not been elected. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Well, you heard it there. The House is in recess, subject to the call of the chair. And that was something I think we were all wondering. Was the House going to essentially go into this, and when will they come back is unknown. We're going to be here for the next 15 minutes. I want to go, if they don't announce that they're coming back here. Let me pull this feed up. We'll have to see where this takes us. Everyone kind of probably scrambling there, all the reporters trying to get some cameras. Who gets there first is the question. As we kind of run through this, see what's going on. So I want to point out something. Give me just a moment here. Okay, I want to point out something that I think was a common occurrence between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. They changed their votes from McCarthy, which they voted McCarthy in the second ballot, to McHenry in this ballot. So it's 11:08 a.m. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 23 minutes. We're going to be here for the next few minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and get up. But Carlos, give me a second. Carlos Gimenez is the only one that kept his vote for McCarthy. But as I was saying earlier in the stream, I think what really changed a lot of people's views on this situation was simply that McCarthy did that speech. I think that speech allows some people to know that McCarthy is really, really for Jordan and kind of not just here just saying Jordan because I just saying Jordan because he can. That's something to mention. Again, the vote count. I want to pull that up here. The vote count. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, and others 25. So 25. Those are all Republicans too. Just to point out. Only 25 Republicans voted different. There was a different look at the vote. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, others 25. Really kind of interesting to see this. Let me write this in here. Here we are. That is the speaker vote for the third ballot. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, and others 25. 25 Republicans voting against. And I want to mention something. Some of those candidates they voted against, Jordan with were Scalise, Representative Mike Garcia, the Republican from California, Lee Zeldin, McCarthy's against Scalise, and then we have even one of them voting for Arkansas Republican Representative Bruce Westerman. Steve Womack, another Arkansas representative, voted for Scalise, not Jordan. McHenry, we saw that. Emma Byron Donald, and I'm sure in just a few moments we'll be hearing feeds from everyone of what Republicans are saying after this vote. Something, just really, really interesting. And I wonder when the third vote will happen. You can already see Matt Gaetz joined by the press there. Give me just a moment here. We'll be able to pull C-SPAN up for just a moment, actually. Let me just share we'll kind of watch some of this play as it does. So give us just a moment here. Let's go.
Comfort level with Jim Jordan. We in January. allowed the ascent of Kevin McCarthy to the speakership. We had specific goals. When, those promises were made to meet those goals, we were willing to work with the team. So our call is to our fellow Republicans to vote with the team, work with the team, help us elect a Republican speaker.
And hold on real quick. How can you say that these are strong-arm tactics? How can anybody say strong-arm tactics? We've had, 3 votes in the entire week? Back in January, you guys remember, it was vote after vote after vote after vote. Jim holds 1 vote, and then he goes and he tries to talk to these folks. And here's the other thing about Jim Jordan. I hear a lot in this conference about, oh, you got to support the team, you got to support the conference, you got to support the majority. What do the American people say? Are you guys hearing what the American people are saying? He is the #2 most popular Republican in the entire country. The vast majority of Americans want Jim Jordan. And one of the problems in this town is a lot of the representatives up here don't really care what the American people have to say about it.
The American people certainly say they want a speaker.
Kevin McCarthy back in January only lost votes for 9 rounds. It wasn't until the 12th round that he gained even 1 vote. Jim Jordan
You can
has
see
3
this
votes.
big group
He's got
of
roughly
Republicans
200
here talking there on
Republicans supporting
CSAM.
him. And so I guess it sounds better to smear
this is-
Jim Jordan, to blame him for the actions of others that he does not control, than to tell your constituents that you don't want to vote for the person that they want to lead the party, and that you want to vote to continue to represent the special interests in Washington instead of the grassroots Republicans who gave us the majority.
It's heading the wrong way.
I just pointed out to you, Kevin McCarthy lost votes for 9 rounds. Jim Jordan has been voted upon for 3 rounds. Kevin McCarthy did not gain 1 vote until the 12th round, when 14 out of 20 members flipped their vote. And yet folks want to report that, hey, Jim Jordan has no path to victory after 2 rounds, now 3 rounds. We believe that if we keep voting, Jim Jordan will be elected speaker.
And let me make a point. This is not about us. This is bigger than us. That's why we're offering ourselves on this thing. So I think that needs to be made clear. It's not about the 435. It's about the 8 of us saying this is what we'll do.
Are you all concerned at all that what's going on? Some in your party will try to work with Democrats to pass a resolution to empower the Speaker pro tem.
That's always an option, but I just don't see that. And why would Hakeem Jeffries, who's on record of denying multiple elections, why would he, if he had that working in secret, why would he disclose that to the public? That's just to cast doubt. And it's Pavlov's dog. He rings the bell, and everybody comes run salivating. And it's just not accurate.
Republicans across the country should take note that when Patrick McHenry read his own number of votes that he received, the Democrat side of the chamber cheered roundly for that. So,
Would you support a resolution to remove Patrick McHenry as Speaker pro tem?
I think he's doing a fine job as Speaker pro tem. He needs to stay in that role and do his one job, which is also our primary job, which is elect the Speaker.
And by the way, Speaker McHenry pro tem deserves credit for resisting calls to expand the pro tem role beyond how it is contemplated. For resisting calls to expand the pro tem role beyond how it is contemplated in the Constitution. Patrick McHenry has earned our respect for having abided by the limitations on the power of the pro tem position, and for that, he should be commended.
And just to clarify, what are the things that you're willing to do? You said remove from conference, remove from committees. What is that?
Well, we're eager to better understand how those who are unwilling to vote for Jim Jordan would react to our willingness to accept some consequence. We violated no rules of the House. We violated no rules of the House Republican Conference.
That were voted on unanimously.
Yeah, but if
Kevin McCarthy voted for these rules.
Yeah, but if what people need is to see, the 8 of us wrapped on the knuckles in order to get on to the business of governing, what we're saying is we're open-minded to that.
We believe what we did was right. We stand behind what we did. We believe the Republican Party, the Republican Conference needs to change. Congress needs to change. However, if we're the reason that the conference can't come together and elect our Speaker designee, then we're willing to submit ourselves to whatever consequence.
Committee assignments.
Well, we've said if you were removed from the conference, I suppose that would mean that you would lose your committee assignments, but we would remain proud members of the Republican Party as nominated by our respective districts. We share the Republican Party's stated objectives and values, but we're telling the conference if they want to bring consequence to us individually, and if that would help them to elect Jim Jordan as Speaker, then we're willing to submit.
You mentioned that they should just continue to keep voting, that Mr. McCarthy went 15 rounds and he was inevitably elected
We need
Speaker.
to keep voting.
Now, Mr. Nels came out here and said that his 4th vote is going to be for Mr. Trump. Are you worried that more of your colleagues are going to flip in some other direction?
Well, I'm pretty sure Troy Nehls isn't going to stand between Jim Jordan and the speakership. I've got a pretty high confidence.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you all so much.
What about the threat?
Well, I mean, that's the goal with this letter.
Almost. All right, there you were, a video from C-SPAN. There, Representative Bob Good there. You had Representative Matt Gaetz, Representative Burchett, talking all about the speaker election. So, I'm gonna keep watching to see if they have any more interviews. C-SPAN is one that also has house cameras, so thanks for them being so helpful. It appears we may give it just a second, and we may go back over there. Here you are.
Do you think frustration will grow if we go to more votes, or just can you describe?
Well, certainly the pressure some members are feeling for not voting the will of the people they represent, for not voting the will of their voters and their constituents. They're feeling that pressure, as they should. The people want Jim Jordan, and that's who they want. But instead, some of our colleagues are putting personal politics ahead of the people, and we have a huge opportunity to change the direction of our conference, to change the direction of our country with leadership that is honest, trustworthy, and works hard. And at the very minimum, that's what the American people want, that's what they need, and that is what they deserve.
But what do you say to them for the fact that, you voted your conscience 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Maybe these members are voting their conscience. I mean, how do you say
they have to square that away with their voters?
But what about the people receiving death threats? I mean,
I received 4 death threats last weekend. I received another one the week before that, another one 2 weeks before that. I've had my house sprayed. I've had my house vandalized 3 times in 3 years. I've had my car keyed twice. In fact, the truck I drive at home is still keyed because I haven't had time to get it fixed. I've had 2 family members this summer had their cars broken into. My 80-year-old parents have been threatened. Their lives have been threatened multiple times. I've had siblings whose lives have been threatened. My fiance has had threats. This is something that I've been dealing with for 3 years. It breaks my heart that some of my colleagues are going through this. I go through this almost every single day. I have to carry a gun. When I'm home, when I do public events, I have to have security because of the death threats that I receive. And it's been going on for years, and it's a reflection of the times that we're in. I see it from both sides of the aisle, and it breaks my heart, which is why I just want a leader who's going to be honest, who's going to tell the truth, and is going to work hard for the people of this country.
Do you think that the people?
Well, I mean, I think right there. Let me put this back on here.
We're calling into your office the people that support Jim Jordan is overwhelmingly positive, and they'll have to.
Here we are. Okay, sorry, I had to fix that for a minute there. That is a video via C-SPAN.
I think we should leave this place until we elect
Let me
a speaker.
change
Thank you so
something.
much.
thank you.
I think a lot of politicians are really just saying that they don't want to go anywhere before they have a new speaker. And that's not what we're seeing. Apologies here. My chair just deflated. That's not what they're wanting to see. They want to stay okay, we're giving C-SPAN is reporting that okay, so not many people are answering if they will go another round, but people who are not directly involved in this situation are saying they would like to keep continuously going. Now, what a report just said is that they're going to go into a closed-door meeting and see if Jim Jordan wants to complete that. Here is another video from C-SPAN.
That's the thing. We got to stop focusing on the rearview mirror and look forward, because when you have a narrow majority, you can lose four. We can lose right now. So I want to talk about retribution or dark consequences for folks. I disagreed with the motion to vacate. 96% of our conference disagreed with the motion to vacate. 4% voted for this chaos. 100% of the Democrats voted for this chaos. So I think it's rich that you have Democrats throwing, look at, oh, we're the adults in the room, these guys are children. Okay, 100% of you voted for this. We had a speaker. So I think that's.
So then what is the path forward for you? I mean, they're saying, okay, if their solution here is retribution, but what do you think the path forward is? How do you see the 8 who outvoted to oust McCarthy? They're saying, okay, it seems like the only solution is for us to face retribution.
No.
You're saying that's not it, but what do you think is the path forward?
The path forward is to respect the conference rules and the spirit of the precedent and go through a process, have a nominee, and have 221 Republicans go vote for that person. They didn't have the Democrats didn't have that problem. You don't see that problem really all over the country with the state capitals. There's a reason you get a majority of the majority, and then you go out on the floor and you make it official.
So at this point, you want the 25 who are voting against Jordan now to just go behind Jordan. Is that kind of where you're at?
Well, I'm always a big with Steve Scalise being the Speaker of the House today because he was the first one that won the conference. This is why when you lack party discipline, this is what happens. This is what I said back in January when Kevin McCarthy was having this problem, and it was from on the political spectrum of Republicans. It was on the further right. We all agree with that. Mm-hmm. And I said to them, they're all my friends. When you do this, there could come a day where the people on the other side of the spectrum within our party do it to you. And it's precisely what we have today. It all happened within the same year. I didn't feel like I was Nostradamus or anything, but that's what happened. So how about?
We're going to leave Pat Fallon on the Capitol steps there, Republican of Texas.
All right, there is this Hakeem Jeffries here.
Security interests so that we can stand by Israel in its time of need, stand by Ukraine.
Here is Hakeem Jeffries.
In its time of need, stand by our allies throughout the world, provide humanitarian assistance to civilians in Gaza who may be in harm's way, and reach a spending agreement so we can keep the government open, avoid a shutdown, and continue to solve problems on behalf of everyday Americans. House Democrats continue to make clear that we are willing to find a bipartisan path forward so we can reopen the House and solve problems for hard.
While Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaks there for just a moment, I can hear him in the background. I'm sure you can. Let's go to what Representative Pat Fallon said. He said, quote, Steve Scalise should be the speaker today. He won the conference minority. Majority. He won the conference majority. Something I just wanted to know, and Nancy Mace was talking about the security, how she always has to have security wherever she goes, and basically how she has a truck that has been keyed, multiple vehicles been keyed, and things of that nature. So really, just an interesting story now, knowing that these representatives, after that audio tape came out by the CNN, and these reports came out, it's just it's saddening and surreal hearing that so many representatives get death threats and things of that nature. That was Hakeem Jeffries. He just finished speaking. Oh, our reporter's asking him questions. Give me a second.
Kind of ready to tee up whenever all this gets resolved.
Well, when the House reopens, I'm confident that the votes exist in combination between House Republicans and House Democrats to support a national security package.
Okay, so now the press
American people and the free
is
world.
asking questions. We will continue to watch that there and see what we get from there, if anything. I want to pull back up that vote. Here is the vote. And we are going to end very soon here at 11:27. We will end the stream here. Jeffries 210, Jordan 194, others 25. Unknown if a fourth ballot or a fourth vote will be held today. We are going to keep you updated on all of that. For now,